right, today I've got a quick little instructional video for you. It has to do with cleaning your power chair. Now, there's a few different methods of doing this. I'm gonna try and show a couple different ones, but conveniently, a friend just called and he needs some help winterizing his boat. So, I'm gonna show you a couple of the things right now, then I'm gonna head over to his place. My chair is going to get dirty again, and then I can show you a couple different methods of this. So right now, my chair is not incredibly dirty. You can see there's like kind of a layer of dust on here. But keeping these little bits of dust off is actually a really good idea because it can get down into the shock mechanisms here. There's some little wipers in there that keep the hydraulic oil in. And if you get a bunch of dust down in there, it can cause those to leak or wear out prematurely, things like that. And also just this little bit of dust tends to track around in the house pretty easily as well. So the first thing I'm going to show you, just because I have it in the garage, may not be available to everyone, but it's using an air compressor. Now, obviously compressed air is kind of dangerous, so you want to be careful with it, but it makes extremely quick work of cleaning a chair like this. The nice thing with an air compressor is it's super quick. It only takes a few seconds. And if there isn't a whole bunch of dirt caked on your chair, well, actually, even if there is, it's real easy just once a week or every few days to grab the air hose, the air gun, and just blow the thing off. And just like that, the layer of dust is now gone. Only takes a couple of seconds. I just kind of blow everything off around here, down on the shocks, around here where the motor and the gearbox is, also the tires, and also around here where the bearings are for your caster arms. It's good to keep the dust and dirt out of there as well. Okay, it's the next day now. So yeah, using an air compressor is one super easy way to just blow all the dust and dirt off your chair, but not everybody has an air compressor. So I've got another pretty low-cost option that may work. Sometimes you'll be out in the grass or dirt, or maybe get a little bit of mud somehow on your chair, and you can't exactly take your shoes off or wipe your feet before you go in the house, so what do you do about that? Unfortunately, yesterday my chair did not get nearly as dirty as I thought it was going to. As you can see, there's just a very light layer of dust on here, barely anything. So I'm gonna run around a little bit, get some grass and some other things on the tires, and then I'll show you the next trick. I just realized if I come out here to the backyard, there's a much better chance I can actually get some mud on my tires. So let me do that real quick. Okay, there we go. Now I've actually got a decent amount of mud and grass in the tread on these tires. So yes. So now if I try to go in the house, all that dirt and stuff is gonna fall off and get all over the floors. So what do we do about that? Well, first off, you might think, oh, I'll just grab the garden hose. Someone was randomly doing yoga behind me. Anyways, so what you can grab is one of these little Hudson sprayers. Little like 2, 3, actually I guess this is a 1.5 gallon one. But this is one of those pump up sprayers, and you fill it with water, pump some air in there, and then you have this little wand that lets you spray water. These work way better than a garden hose because you can very accurately direct where the water is going to go, and you won't get it all over your motors and other electronics. And there you go. As you can see here, all the dirt is now on the ground and not on my tires. The only trick when you're doing this is you have to just kind of clean the front part of your tire and roll forward a little bit. And then clean the next part. So you'll need a little bit of space, but it's better than just spraying all the way up and around here because you're gonna get a bunch of water all over your motors and shocks and whatever else may be there. So yeah, these things are maybe $35 at the most, and they're super handy. In the wintertime, I keep one of these around just because inevitably when you're running around in the rain, you're gonna get a bunch of sludge and stuff all over your tires. So this is a great way to kind of get most of the large chunks off before you go inside. Which brings me to the final way to easily clean your chair. And that is just using some of these little wipes. I think most people have these things lying around, but basically all you do is grab some of these things and then just basically clean your chair with them. And there you can see, filth. This is probably the easiest way to do it. You just basically wipe everything down and you'll get all the dust and everything off of there. And if you don't have an air compressor, this is probably the easiest way to deal with it. By the way, this sticker has been peeling off ever since I got the chair, so let's take that off. Just wipe down pretty much all the surfaces that have dust and dirt on them. And I happen to have a bunch of these microfiber rags from Shop Stuff years ago. These work as well if you don't want to use up all the wet wipes. But yeah, just really simple. Just wipe it down every so often. Keeps it looking nice. I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to my chairs being dirty. So I spend a lot of time cleaning stuff on these just so they're, I don't know, presentable looking, I guess. And some people have asked me, they're like, hey, why are you cleaning your chair? It's just going to get dirty again. But I don't know. I would answer your question with a question. Ever wash your jeans or your clothes? They're just going to get dirty again, so what's the point? I'm a little bit weird when it comes to some of this stuff, and you could say I'm over the top, but the less dirt and stuff you have on here, the less likely it is to get into places that it's not supposed to be. And yeah, this is a $35,000 thing, and even though it didn't cost me that much in this particular case, I still like to keep it looking nice and in good shape. And same with the back of it. Just wipe it all down. Now, there are a couple of chairs that I did buy with my own money. The most expensive was the Frontier V6. I paid $15,000 for that thing. Ever since I got the Bounder, I don't really use it that much. It's pretty purpose-driven at this point, like if I go to the wrecking yard where they have big crushed gravel, or if I'm going to the beach or something like that. So I feel a little bit bad for spending the money on that thing because it kind of sits idle a lot of times now. But yeah, same thing with that. I still even clean it maybe once a month or so, just sitting in the garage. It gets a bunch of dust and dirt and stuff on it. But yeah, so looks a lot better now. Even that light layer of dust wiped off just keeps it looking new. So there you go. It may seem really basic, but I've gotten a lot of questions from various people about good ways to clean your chair. Honestly, the wet wipes are just a really easy thing to do. It is kind of hard to get into the shock absorbers and things like that. Now, you don't want to get the air compressor right in there and blast on them. You want to set it at like, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 PSI and just kind of blow out the dirt and stuff that gets down inside there. Also, the little canned air, like the computer duster, that stuff would work as well. You just want to make sure you don't shake that stuff or hold the can upside down because the chemicals in there can kind of deform some of the plastic or whatnot. As far as the little pump-up sprayers, I call them a Hudson sprayer. That's sort of like Velcro, if you would, for a hook and loop tape. But they sell those things at like Lowe's and Home Depot and whatnot. I'll put some Amazon affiliate links down below, just so you know they don't cost you any extra to click on them, but I get a very small percentage of the sale via Amazon. I don't know why they do that, but sometimes you don't ask questions. But anyways, there you go. Basic, quick video. Hopefully it helps. And yeah, see you in a few days.